So who can tell us, or who has an idea of what string concatenation is? Can someone just guess and tell us what he thinks or she thinks is string concatenation? Erickson, do you have an idea of what string concatenation is? I can see we have someone. Yes, Stella? Stella, your hand was up.
Uh, Hello.
Concatenation of strings is joining of two words together. Yeah.
Yes, Stella is
I
saying
think I
it.
lost my network. Damn.
Okay, okay, we can hear you now. So Stella is saying that string
Can you
concat.
hear me?
Yes, we can. We can hear you.
Yeah, I'm saying concatenation is the of strings is just the joining of two words together.
Good. That is a good definition. Edison, what do you think?
Hello.
Hello, I can hear you.
I think concatenation is the process of joining multiple strings
Yes.
together to form a single string.
Good. I think you guys got it. Because it's just joining, like string concatenation is just joining of strings. And there is two ways in which you can do string concatenation. In fact, we say that string concatenation is, or what we call combining of combining of two strings. You can use a plus operator, or there is a way you can. There is a, I think there is a constructor again to do concatenation. So let's say maybe we have two words here, uh, and the first word we assign it to a variable a, which is hello, and then we have a second word which is world. We are we are assigning it to variable b, and then for us not to do concatenation, I think I should to do concatenation. It should be, yeah. We use the plus. It's called the plus operator. We're going to see what are operators. Uh, so we just have like to have C is equals to A plus B, right? So and then maybe you can say the sum of these is some sort of greetings. Let's just give it maybe greetings, because we are going to have hello world, which is a greeting, right? So maybe you can just try to print out the greetings. Let us just try to print out that, and if we try to run these, we should be able to join them. So let's see what we have. So you notice now that we have merged, that is A and B to one word, which is hello world. I think that is it with string concatenation. Uh, there isn't much to cover on string concatenation. Um, let's see. The other part of string method is something we call capitalize. And we see that this method will only like capitalize the first letter in a sentence. Let's say maybe we have this text. I think I can just change this one to text variable. Let's see this. So let's say we have this text, and the text is hello. That is a comma, and welcome to my world. So when we use this function here, capitalize, or what you call a method, I'll be using a method and function interchangeably. So they just mean the same thing. So meaning that when we say that, let's say now our output here, we assign it to a variable x, and then we call or invoke text dot capitalize. We are going to capitalize the first letter in the first word in this sentence. So I think we can just try to run this and see. You notice that in our text we have a small h, but when we use now the text dot capitalize method, we are printing out hello with a capital H. So this one will help, this method will just help you to capitalize the first, that is the first letter in your sentence. We have also another method that is used in various areas in programming that is called count. And now this one will return the number of items. The value appears in a string. Let's say maybe we have, I have this text here. I think I can just change this one to text. Let me also change this one to text. And then we say maybe we have this text here, or this sentence, that I love apples, comma, and then we have apples are my favorite fruits. So what this method does, it will count the number of uh, the number of times the value you pass in this method. It will appear in your text or maybe your paragraph. Like in this case, we can just count the number of times this word is appearing in the text. So, and if we just run this, I think you can see that we have two times. So we have the first apple, and we have the second apples. What if now we add apples? Let's run this, and you notice that for apples you are getting one, but when we put apple, we are getting two, simply because in apples we have one apple, and also you have the second apple here. You can also check, let's say maybe my, and see the number of times this is repeating in that text, and we can see that we just have one my in that text. So these are just the methods that are used in strings. You can use it to, like this one, you can use it to count the number of times a certain word is appearing in a text. With this one, you can do you can check you can capitalize the first letter for the concatenation. It's just quite easy. That is a plus b. That is, now this one will depend on the variables that you are using in your case. So I think having said that, I think you can just get into other things. I think we are done with the first lecture here. But before we proceed to lecture 2, I would like to maybe to mention something here that is that we are going to use it throughout, and I've already used it. So we have something we call comments in a programming language, and I can define a comment as a part of your code that you don't want to execute during when you just press this run button. So meaning that you can maybe you can comment out some part of your code so that it doesn't execute during execution. So and we have single comments, single line comments, and multi-line comments. Like in this case, you notice that in my code here, like in this case here, I have some lines of codes here that are not executing simply because they start with hash. So anytime that you want to, maybe you want to explain your code in a text, you write that in a comment. So to comment in Python, we use the hash. You always start with a hash. Let me show you that. Like now, even in this case here, where I have multi-line comments, we are saying that Python does not really have syntax for multi-line comments, and we are saying that to add a multi-line comment, you could insert hash for each line. So meaning that with other languages, there is a way we can have a multi-line comments like in JavaScript. Let me just show you how we do the multi-line comment in JavaScript. You just have like these. You just have like to have the backward slash. This is the backward slash of the, I think the backward slash and asterisk, and then you just put all the comments here. But for the case of Python, you just have to start any sentence with hash. So, and now this one is a comment, meaning that uh, all of these will not execute when I press this run button. And you can simply see that we just have the print hello world. That is what you are getting here. So meaning that this one doesn't execute. So let's see some uses of comments in Python. And we are saying that one use of comment in Python is used to explain your code. The other use is used to make the code more readable. Yes. The other use is used to prevent execution while testing a code. Like in this case here, uh, let's say you have a code that is quite large, maybe 1,000 lines, or maybe let's say at 200 lines. So, and maybe you want to execute a part of your code. So meaning that you can maybe comment out some parts and try to execute some parts. So that is now that is why we are saying that comment can be used to prevent execution when testing code. There is and now we have just learned the process of creating a comment in Python. We are saying that comment start with a hash, and Python will now ignore them. I think that's all with Python comments. You just have to start with hash. I think you guys know how you put hash, right? Like in this case, you can just let's see, let's add something here. So let's say maybe I want to do a print. Um, Let's have hello world again. So when I execute these, you notice that I'm getting an output here, just below this hello world. But if I don't want to execute these, there is a shortcut, by the way, for putting a comment. You can press Control and then backward slash, or you can just put hash in front of the in front of the in front of the code that you want to comment out. So that shortcut will help you to comment a number of lines. So what we normally do, let's say maybe we have, let me show you this. Maybe I can just try to copy paste these several times. Let me say I have these. Let me just copy paste these. So let's say maybe I want to comment out these. I'll just highlight these and then press Control for those of us who are using Windows, and then backward slash. And you notice now that I've commented out all my lines with just with the shortcut. So that's how we do it. I don't know if there is any question about that. It's just that simple. So any question about this lecture one before we proceed to lecture two? Do you have any question, Lynette? If you're in position to talk. Gilbert, any question? I can say Lynette is saying no. Gilbert?
Yes, I'm good.
Sorry, oh, you're good. Yeah, and I think that was the introductory part of Python. So let's proceed to lecture two. And in lecture two, I want us to start with learning what are Python operators and how they are used. So we say that operators are used to perform operations on variables and values. So for example, now we have a plus operator. We have a plus operator to add two values or even three values. So like in this case where we are saying print 10 plus 5. So meaning that we have this operator here that is going to act on these two numbers. That is what we are calling the plus operators. So in Python, we group the operators in a number of categories, and I think we have about seven groups, and we have to start with. We are going to start with arithmetic operators. Who can give me an example of arithmetic operator? I think you can just raise up your hand if you can give us an example of arithmetic operator. I can see someone saying what? I can see some of us are typing. We have an minus, we have plus sign, we have good, we have division. Yeah, those are some of the arithmetic operators that we have in Python. So we say that arithmetic operators are used with numeric values to perform common mathematical operations. And you guys know the common mathematical operations that we have. That is, you can add some numbers, you can minus, you can multiply. Those are some of the arithmetic operators that we have. So even without going too much into arithmetic operators, Maybe you left out some. Maybe I can just mention that we have, because now I can see you have mentioned plus, negative, that is minus or subtraction. We have multiplication, we have division. We have another one that is called modulus. We have another one that is called exponential, and we have the floor division. So for the modulus, the modulus returns the remainder anytime you divide, anytime you try to divide to, anytime you try to find, let's say x modulus y, you get in here you get the remainder. Let's say maybe 5 divided by 4. When you divide 5 by 4, you are getting that 4 will go into 5 one time, remainder 1. So anytime you use modulus, you are going to get the answer is 1, because that one is the remainder. You have the exponential, or what most people call it power. So like 2 power 2, which is 4. 2 power 3. 2 power 3 is it 8? That is now the exponential, and then we have the floor division, whereby we are going to return let's say maybe you have 5. Let's say maybe 5 divide what? That is 5 divide or 4. Yeah, 5 divided by 4. You are getting 1.2, I think 25. So when you use floor division, you are just going to get the whole number again. That is 1. So I think that's all with arithmetic operators. You guys, you're familiar with these. The second group that we have is Python assignment operators. And this is where I get some, I think this is where I get some problem with student. And we say assignment operators are used to assign values to variables. So we are going to mention operator, and then we give an example, and this one is same as. So we have the equal. This is the most common. This is the most common one that we use in most cases. But now you can see we have a plus is equals. Plus is equals. When I say x plus is equals 3, this just means that it is the value of x here, and then we add plus 3. This one, that is why we are saying this one is same as. So when I say x plus is equals 3, is same as x is equals to x plus 3. And that this one will apply for all the other operators. You can say we have minus is equals is same as x minus 3. We have when you use the asterisk or multiplication sign, times is equals is same as x times 3. And that applies to all other assignment operators. So nothing to worry about these. I think the ones that we are going to use most is just the is equals, the is equal operators, and plus is equals, or minus is equals, or multiply is equals. I think those are the most common that you can use in a programming language. I think that's all with that. Is there any question on assignment operators? I think that one is quite easy to understand. So let's get to the third category. And the third category is what we call Python comparison operator. Also, these ones, they are common. And we say comparison operators are used to compare two values. It will always return a true or a false, because we are just trying to compare two values. So when you use, let me just show you something here. in Python, when we say that x is equals to 3, in this case we are using is equals as an assignment operator. But when we use double equals, now this one changes. This one now will compare x and 3, and if x and 3 is they are equal, we are going to get a true. But if maybe the value of x, let's say maybe in case we have what we can have x here is equal to something like 7. So in this case, 7 is not equal to 3, right? And we are going to get a false. We can demonstrate this in a code here. Let's just try to add stuff. So we are saying that that x is equals to 7. We can just run that. And you can see when I run this, I'm getting a false, simply because x is not equal to 3, because you have already given x a value here, that x is equals to 7. But if you use maybe a value like 3 and I just try to run this, you notice that I'm getting a true, because these two equal sign here, they are trying to compare the value on the left and the value on the right, if they are equal. That is why we are saying that double equals is a comparison operator and not an assignment operator. We have other comparison operators, such as exclamation equal, to mean that this one is not equal to, like let's say we have x exclamation equal y. This one just means that if x and y are not equal, we are going to get a true. But if x and y are equal, we are going to get a false, simply because this one is a comparison operator. We have the common ones that you know: greater than, less than, and then greater or equal to, and less or equal to. I think these ones you are quite familiar with. These ones, these four. Maybe what could be the problem is this one and this one, but I think I've already explained that. So those are some of the comparison operators that you have in Python. Then after that, we can go to the fourth category now. And the fourth category is what we call Python logical operators. So Python logical operators, we are going to have the operator description and an example. And we are saying that logical operators are used to combine conditional statements. So maybe you can have, so let's see the first one, which is and. Python is more like English, because you can have two sentences and you join them using add, right? Only so now what we are trying to do here is just trying to combine the conditional statements. And with add, it will always return a true if both the statements are true. For example, here we have x is less than 5 and x is less than 10. So this one, let me show you this one in an example. Let's have this one here. So let's say we have the initial value of x x is equals to something like 20. Let me just try to remove the indentation. So who can give me the answer to this one? When I run this, what am I supposed to get? I think you can type in the in-call messages or just unmute and tell us. What should we get when we run this? Gilbert, what answer do we expect from this?
False.
False, right? Any person with a different opinion? Gilbert, can you tell us the reason? Yeah, I think the reason is quite straightforward. Someone is raising his hand. Who is that? Let me see. I think the reason is just quite straightforward because simply x is equals to 20, and in this case x 20 is 20 less than 5. This one is false, right? And also 20 is not less than 20 is not less than 20 again is not less than what? 20 is not less than 10. So we have two forces. That's why I'm asking. Do we have someone with a different answer before we execute this? Now, Carl, what do you think?
I think it's going to be false,
Yes,
but I'm also asking without the print function, will it really give
execute.
execute anything?
Of course, it will. It will execute. But now, what you should maybe check is we have the first statement is false and the second statement is false. So what happens now when we run this? Definitely, we are going to get a false, simply because uh, you notice that this one is a comparison. This one is a comparison operator, right? And this one is a comparison operator. That is less than. So we are just joining like two comparison operators or two statements which are comparison operators. That is when we run these, and we have this one is false, and this one is false. We are getting a false. What if we change now this one to something, let's say 1? When you execute this, we are supposed to get a true, simply because now 1 is less than 5, and 1 also here is less than 10. So meaning that our statements here, they are true. That is the first statement, and the second statement. So you should be keen on that. Uh, the other logical operators that we have is OR. So this one will always return a true if one of the statement is true. So what we need here is just one statement to be true. So if maybe even I happen to change this one to greater than, that I'm trying to say that x is greater than 10, you notice that this one is a false, right? Because 1 is not greater than 10. But x is less than 5. So when I use OR, when I execute this, I'm supposed to get a true, simply because one statement is one statement is true, and the other one is false. So what we just need is, with or we just need one statement to be true. I think that is you guys will understand that. Just one statement should be true, and then or will execute true. Let's see the last logic operators that we have, and this one is not not operator. And with not operator, the not operator will reverse the result. So returns false if the result is true, and will return true if the results are false. I don't know if you guys are getting this. Okay, let me just have an expression here, and you guys are going to tell me the output for this. So let me just put that one in parentheses to mean I have a what? I have two expressions, and that they are using or, but now we have not not these. So what am I supposed to get here? Let me see. Anyone who wants to attempt this, what answer should I get? Maybe this time I can have a lady. Who will help us here? Ladies? Ladies in the house? Ladies in the house, can we have Judy? Judy, what answer should I get when I execute this? I think someone has just raised. Who could be that? I can see, yeah, I can see someone is saying, let me see who have given me the answer. Yes, we have Mary. Let's start with Kezia. Kezia is saying a false. We have Mary also saying a false, and also you have Gilbert saying a false. Yes, of course, it will give us a false simply because when we execute these two statements here, we are getting a true, right? So not true is false. So let's execute these. And I notice that you are getting a false simply because you are getting the reverse of the result of this expression. This one is what we call an expression. I can see you guys are following. So that is the three logic operators that we have. They are just three: add, or, not. I think that is it. We can go to the other category or the group, where now we have Python identity operators. And identity operators are used to compare the objects. So we say not if they are equal, really, but if they are actually they are in the same object, or they are in the same memory location. So I know some of us might get confused here. But what we are saying is, I think with the logic operator, with the logic operators, you are checking if a whole expression is true, like x is less than 5 or x is less than 10. So in this case, we didn't pay more attention on the memory that holds this. But now when it comes to identity operator, with this one we check if elements are in the same object. So an object can be array, an object can be a list. Yeah, I think that those are bad examples of objects. So let's have an example here, and we just have two, is and is not. So with is, return true if both variables are in the same object. You can check if x is y. Is not returns true if both variables are not in the returns true if both the variables are not in the same object. That is not. So it's an opposite of is not. Is x is in y object. So x is not in y object. So it's just the results here. We can have a variable in the same object, or we can have a variable in different objects. And now these ones, they are going to help us check that. So the other part we have is the other category, or the other group that we have is the membership operator. And also there are two. So in and not in. So with in returns true if the sequence with the specified value is present in the object. So x in y. I think you're going to see this when you are covering we are covering data structures in Python. And not in returns true if the sequence with the specified value is not present in the object. So again, it's more of identity operators. But with this one, we are checking the memory location. But with this one is just quite different. It's quite different, but we have in and not in. I don't know if that makes sense. Then after that we have what? We have the bitwise operator. In here we have some comparison here. I like explaining this one using a truth table. I don't know if you have interacted with truth tables. And we say that bitwise operators are used to compare binary numbers. We said that computer information is stored in binary. So, and bitwise operators will help us to compare that information. So, let's see the operators that we have in bitwise operators and how they are used. So we have this line here. We call it add. We call it add, this one. I think you can see it on your keyboard. I think it's on key number 7. Just have to control. No, you shift 7. Then you're going to get this operator here. We call it AND, and this one sets each bit to 1 if both bits are 1. And we are going to see that shortly. We have this one, just a slash. We call it OR. And we say that it sets each bit to 1 if one of the two bits is 1. Then we have something we call the XOR. This one will set each bit to 1 if only one of the two bits is 1. If only, in the word only, if one of the two bits that you are trying to compare just one bit is 1. So let me just try to explain this one using a truth table. I've drawn a very nice truth table here, and let's have these values where we have x and y. So these are our bits, x and y can take with 1 0 we always have 4 combination. You can have 1 1 1 0, or let's just start with the least one. You can have 0 0 0 1 1 0 or 1 1. I don't know if you guys you have interacted with binaries, but that is the case. We have 4 combination when you are dealing with 1 and 0. So let's start with 1 1. So when we have bits x and y as 1 1, x and y, now this one, we said that sets each bit to 1 if both bits are 1. And in this case, we have 1 1. So meaning that the value here will be a 1. Let's come to x, or it should be x or y. And x or y, we said that sets each bit to 1 if one of the two bits is 1. So meaning that in this case, even you have 1 1. So meaning that the output here will be a 1. Now for x or here, we are going to have a 0. Reason being, we said that with XOR, set each bit to 1 if only, underline the word if only, one of the two bits is 1. But in this case, we have our bits as 1 1. So meaning that we are going to have a 0, simply because we have our bits as x, y as 1 1. So you can also apply that to the 1 0 0 1 and 0 0. So like in this case here of 1 0, when you use add, we are going to get a 0 here because only one bit in this case is 1. And for OR we are going to have a 1, and for XOR we are going to have a 1. And that applies, these rules applies to the rest of the combination that we have. So any question? Yes, I think there is a question that is from, if you can just raise up your hand again so that I can. Yes, Harriet.
Thank you. I have a question for the last row.
Yes.
The x is 0, y is 0,
Yeah.
but for that function, or we've gotten a 1. How comes yet neither x nor y is 1?
This is the last row, right?
Yeah.
And we are saying that set each bit to 1 if only one of the two bits is
1.
Is 1, right?
Yeah.
But in this case now we have 0 0.
Mm.
So meaning that yes, we are going to have a 1. Because we don't have a 1 1, and we don't have a 0 1 or 1 0. So meaning that having a 0 0 case, also we are also going to get a 1. I think we should add something here. Set each bit to 1 if only one. It's just if only one of the bits is 1. So all the other cases are I think we should add where also we have two zeros here. We say that we set each bit to 1 if only one of the two bits is 1. So I think we should add what? But I think this statement is complete. Let me see. Set each bit to 1 if only one of the two bits is 1. Yes, I think the statement is right. I think the statement is right. I don't know if my literature is my what? My is it my literature or what? I think this statement is by itself is. I think it include even the cases where we have 0, 0. I don't know what the other guys think. Set each bit to 1 if only one of the two bits is 0. I think also it includes the cases where we have 0, 0.
Okay.
Yeah. So any other question on that? I think that's all about the operators that we have in the operators that we have in Python. But now what? But now we can check something we call the operators precedence. Operators precedence, you can just take it as BODMAS. The BODMAS in arithmetic operations. So again, now here we are comparing a number of operators, and those operators, they have precedence. And operator precedence describe the order in which operations are performed. And we see that the precedence order is described in the, I think we have a table below here, whereby we start with the most, with the operator with the highest precedence at the top. And this one is the parenthesis. Anytime you have an expression, and in that expression you have a parenthesis, it means that since the parenthesis has the highest precedence, meaning that the expression within these parentheses will be given first priority when it comes to execution. So, and exponential, we can say exponential is the second second highest, moving to all the way to or. Or I think is the one that has the lowest precedence during execution. So you just think of these as BODMAS in arithmetic operations. So you don't have to master these, but this is how now how the computer will execute expressions with parentheses with the highest precedence, and or with the least or the lowest precedence. So that's all about the precedence. But it's always good to check. You can check this. I think you can see we have a plus and negative with the same precedence. And let's see what happens when we have an expression with operators with the same precedence. And we are saying that if two operators have the same precedence, the expression is evaluated from left to right. I think even this one also happens with arithmetic operators, where we have a plus and negative with same precedence. So I always like to give this example here, where we have 5 plus 4 minus 7 plus 3. Who can give me the output for this? I think you can just type in the comment section. The incoming, the in call is called the in call messages. Radovan, I think Radovan has just joined. I can see most of us are typing 5, Caroline Goiri 5, Mary Tweka 5, Amos Sumbi 5. Who thinks otherwise? Yeah, that should be the answer, because now we are evaluating this expression from left to right, and our left will start with 5 plus 4, which is 9. 9 minus 7, which is 2. 2 plus 3 is 5. So that is what I mean by evaluation from left to right. And I think that's all about the operators. I don't know if there is any question about operators. Do we have a question? Let me see. Mary, any question?
No, I'm fine.
Oh, you're fine. I think Python is even becoming easier. Python, in fact, Python is very easy to learn. And I would like us to, since now I think we have just some time, about 40 minutes. I think you can just you can jump to something different here. Let me just open this lecture and we go through it very fast. But then these are just we're just like trying to learn the building blocks for now creating some complex codes in Python. I think we are at the foundation. I would like us to take the Python data structures, and with the Python data structures we have 4 inbuilt data structures in Python. And I would like us to start with there are 4. We have lists, we have dictionaries, we have tuples, and we have arrays. I think we can just go through the list, and then from tomorrow we can check the dictionary, tuples, and arrays, right? So let's see what are lists in Python. And we are saying that lists are used to store multiple items in a single variable. If you were to check what we had in lecture 1 here, in most cases we had our variables holding just one just one value. Like in this case, we have text is equals to a string, just a string here. But now, what happens if you want to store a string, you want to store a number, you want to store maybe a float. What happens now if you want to store all these within the same variable name? So that is now where the list come in, because you can see that we are saying the list are used to store multiple items in a single variable. As I had said that we have 4 built-in data types in Python that are used to store collections of data. I think I have already mentioned that We have tuple, we have, I think we can just change this one to array. Instead of having a set and a dictionary. So, but in this case, we are checking the list. So let's see how the lists are created, or this is syntax for creating a list. Let's say we want to create a list of fruits. So you notice that here we have fruits is equals to, and then we are using, who can remind us the name of these brackets? I think I mentioned these. Let me see. Harriet, what is the name of these brackets?
Think square brackets.
Yes. I can see you are in class. Yeah, these are called square brackets. Yes, and these are the ones that we use to create lists. So yeah, so you just have to, the syntax is this, your variable name or the list name. Let me just type something here. Let me just say syntax, and we can have list name, list underscore name, then assignment operator, and then somewhat we can have item 1, we can have item 2, we can have item 3, then we have dot comma, just to mean that you can have a number of, you can add other items. So this is the syntax that we have for list. So we always start with list name, assignment operator, and then square brackets, and then you just have to add some items in your list. And that is what we are doing here to create a list for a list of fruits. Or we have apple, we have banana, we have a mango, we have orange. Yeah, and you can add these uh, you can add other items here. So something else that you should maybe check is we are separating each item with a comma. So anytime you have item 1, you separate it with we separated from item 2 using a comma, right? So that is part of the syntax. So, and that's all. In fact, you can just try to, let me just copy these and try to print these. So you have fruits, and then we have apple, banana, mango, orange. Let me just remove these dots. Let me just try to execute these. And see what you are going to get. Good. And now you can see that we have apple, banana, mango, orange. And again, as we were doing with what? With a string, like looping through each and every item. You can also loop like in strings we are looping each and every character in a word. Again, we can use a for loop to loop through all the items in a list. Another one is just quite simple. We can say for x in fruits, and then we can just print x. If you just try now to print out to run these, we should get each item here. That is apple, banana, mango, orange. That is the use case of another use case of for loop, looping through items in a list. But in this case, we are not covering that, so let me just do away with that. Just wanted to show you how you can print the items, all the items in a fruits list. Any question? Maybe someone can ask if you can have different data types. I mean data in a list. Yes, you can. Let's say maybe you want to have a number here, but now we are going to change this one to mixed. Mixed data. You can maybe call it mixed data list. Where we have apple, banana, mango, orange. We have a number here. You can have even 10.5, 10.6, I mean. That is enough. So let's just try to print out this. Mix these. Let's see. And now you can see that you can have multiple data in a list. This one is a string. This one is an integer. This one is a float. Yes, I think that's all with the list. I don't know if I think in come what look, we have we have that in the list. Any question? I think lists are very simple to use, to write. So let's see some of the characteristics of list. And we say what? Let's say list items. We say that list items are ordered. And what do I mean by they are ordered? We are going to see that. We also say that they are mutable and allows duplicate values. This is just a characteristics of a list, that they are ordered, meaning that when we say that they are ordered, it means that they are indexed. And we start from index 0. Index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3. So meaning that the first item in our list, it will always take an index of 0. To say that they are mutable, it means that you can change the values. So meaning maybe you can change the value at index 0 to something else, or an item in index 1 to something else, meaning that they are mutable or they are changeable. It allows duplicates. Maybe you can have two mangoes, you can have two oranges in the same fruits list. And I think that's all about lists. I don't know if there is any question. I think was I fast? I don't think I'm fast. These things are simple. Like in this case, we are saying that list item are indexed. The first item has index 0. The second item has index 1, etc. Ordered, we say that lists are ordered. It means that the items have defined order, and that order will not change, simply because we have this one 0, index 0, 1, 2, 3. That will remain the order. You cannot have this one as index 1. It remain to be index 0 because it's the first element in that list. For duplicates, I think you have seen we can allow duplicates. Also with lists, you can check again the length of a list, like the number of items in a list. And I've used again the len function. Let me just show you that. let me show this here. Let's have checking the what? Checking the length of lists using len should be function. In fact, it is very easy because we are just going to have print len and then we pass the name of our list here, which is mixed data list. If we just try to run these, we should get 6 because we have how many items? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 items in our list. So what else should we change? We also change that these things are the lists are changeable. How can we change these? Let's say maybe we want to change the value at we want to change this apple to melon. I think you can change this one to melon, and it's very easy because we are going to use mixed. It's going to have mixed list, and then we can maybe we can say that we want to change that this one is now at index 0. We want to set it to something like a pineapple. Let's just take it to melon. I think melon is very sweet with this kind of weather. So yes, we can change these. And now when you try to print out our mixed data list, let's see what will happen. You can see that now the first item here is now melon. It's not apple, simply because we have changed it to melon. You notice the first thing that you must use here is the name of your list, and then use again square bracket to indicate your index, the index that you want to change, which is index 0, and then you set the value. We can also change let me see if we can change index 2 to melon. Let's see this. So you notice that now apple sticks, banana sticks, but now index 2 is changed to melon. Any question? Any question concerning that? Erickson, do you have any question?
No, I'm okay.
Are you good? Tuze Bida,
Yeah.
Tuze Bida is quiet. How are you doing? Tuze Bida.
I'm good. I'm just following up.
Okay. So I think that is it with the list. And yeah, maybe something that you're going to use. Maybe it alone. I don't know if you're going to use this. But we are saying that we are saying here that what you can check the data type of any what we can check we can use the type function. This one is called a type function. It's used to check, let's say maybe we want to check the data type of this list one here. So you can use the type function to check the type of these. And that one is very, very easy. You're going to get an output like this one, class and then class, and then a list, because this one is basically a list, right? And again, I think I've already mentioned this, that list item can be of any data type. So meaning that you can have a list holding strings, you can have list holding numbers, you can have list holding Boolean values. That is true, false, false. I think that's all about that. And how you can check the data type of a list is using the type function. I think that one is very easy. There is another way that you can use. I think I was almost forgetting this. There is a excuse. There is another way you can create a list using something we call list constructor. Instead of using now the square bracket here, you can use this constructor, the list constructor, to create a new list. So let's see that. I think we can just create the one that we had here. So let's say maybe we want to create this list using a list constructor. So let me now come here, use my comment here. I say creating a list using list constructor. So I think we can have these. Let's call it. I think we can just call it mixed list underscore. Maybe let's say one is equals to. Now you just have to indicate the list constructor. That is list. And then now inside these, inside these we are going to have our list of item inside another parenthesis. That is a closing and closing. That is open and closed. Closing your parenthesis here. So meaning that now we are going to have all our values inside here. And I think you can just copy these to avoid typing. I can just copy paste what you have here. Very easy. So, and now I have my list using a list constructor. It's just that easy. So I can also try to print out these. That is mixed. That is mixed data list underscore one. If I try to run that, I think I can just comment out these so that you can see. We can see that we have the length of we are printing out the length of mixed data list, which is 6. And now we are also printing out our mixed data list underscore 1, which is a mango, banana, no, apple, banana, mango, orange, and 10 and 10.6. So it's just the same. You can also check the type of these, as I was saying. Let's have this hash. Checking the type using type function. Just that easy. You can say we want to print what the type of that is the type of mixed. I think we can print the type of both lists, the mixed data list and the mixed data list underscore one, and see if you are going to get the same data type. Let me just copy paste this and change this one to underscore one. So let's just try to execute this now and see the output. So you notice that we have the same output here. Class is list and a class is list. So meaning that you can create a list using the square bracket or also using the constructor. Are we good up to that point? Any thumbs up if we are together? Let me see thumbs up if we are together. You can see most of us are good. Any question? Do you have any question? I think these things just need practice. When you practice them, it will be quite easy for you to even code without what? Without so many issues with syntaxes. So I think that's all about lists. I don't think there is something I'm forgetting about lists. Yeah, we are saying that it is possible to use a list constructor when creating. Yeah, I think that's all about list. Do we have time? We check Python dictionary. I think we still have some few minutes. Maybe I can jump into dictionary. We check what is a dictionary and how they are used. So we say that dictionaries are used to store data values in key colon value pairs. You can just compare this dictionary with the one that you know. Hereby we have, I think with the dictionary that that you guys know is the one that have, let's say we have all the words starting with apple and their meaning. All words starting with A and their meaning, right? That is the structure of normal dictionary. Also with in Python, it's just the same case that you can have a dictionary to hold the attributes of an item. Let's say maybe you have a car. A car will definitely have some attributes. So where maybe you can have a brand, you can have the model, you can have the year of manufacture, you can have the color and such, all in one dictionary, or in what? All in one variable name that is called now dictionary. So we are saying that a dictionary is a collection which is ordered again. Also, it's changeable, and now in this case, now you can't. We don't allow duplicates. Also, with the normal dictionaries, I don't think if we have dictionaries allowing duplicates. So, and we are seeing that dictionaries are written with the curly brackets and have keys and values. So why don't we have an example of a dictionary? So let's say we have, I think I can change this one to car so that it can make sense. We have a car and you want to represent the attributes of that car in a dictionary. So we are going to have, remember that we are saying a dictionary, it must start with a key and value. So we can have all the attributes on on the left, and on the right we indicate the values. So for a car can have a brand. I think nowadays most people are buying Mazda. I think nowadays most people, if not all, are buying Mazda. We have a Mazda. We have a model. You can have a model as CX-5. Most people are buying Demio. And the year nowadays they are buying year 20. Is it 2012? Yeah, you notice that now we have a dictionary here that is called car, and it's holding attributes of this car. That is the brand. We have Mazda. We have a model that is called Demio, and then we have the year of manufacture. I think we can call this one year of manufacturer. That is YOM. Let's do it. So I think that is it with dictionaries, whereby, and you notice I think it's, let me just start with the syntax here so that you don't get confused. So we're always going to have a dictionary name. The dictionary, good. We are going to have dictionary name is equals to the curly brackets now, and then you are going to have a key one, and then you indicate the value. Key 2, you indicate the value. Key 3, you indicate the value. And again, with the dictionaries, you can put different data types. Let's say maybe you can have a key 4 that will hold maybe just a certain value. Maybe let's say an integer. We can say maybe a certain key 4 is holding an integer value. You can have different data types when you are indicating the attributes of whatever it is that you are creating a dictionary for. I don't know if there is any question up to that point. Thumbs up if you're good. I can see Rodvan, Tuzo Bidha, Kizia, Idera, Shari, Onesmus. What about Sylvia? I can have Stella, Caroline. David, what about you? I can see most of us we are okay with dictionaries. So that is basically how we create a dictionary. A key value. Always remember, whenever you hear of a dictionary, just remember that we have key and the value. Some of the characteristics of dictionary, I think we have already mentioned them, and we are saying that dictionary items are ordered, they are changeable, or what we call as mutable. And in this case now, this one do not allow duplicate, simply because each key must be unique. So you cannot have a key. Let me show you. Yeah, you cannot have a key 2 and a key 2. This one is now wrong. We must have unique keys. I think that is what we mean that we don't allow duplicates in dictionary. And we are saying that dictionary items are presented in key value pairs. I've already said that. And we went ahead, it even gave an example. So I feel that I think it's good we start from, I think we can start from here tomorrow. Yeah, let's start from here tomorrow so that you can see some of the functions that can be used in our dictionaries. Yes. So do you have any question? If no question, then I have an announcement to make.